Biography.
Yeah, I don't know why I chose that song, really. I think that's the first song. As a child, my parents were both in Liverpool in the 60s, so the Beatles were very important for them. And I always remember, and I think some of you might remember, the Beatles collection. There was a blue and a red LP with an apple each side. It was one of the very few LPs as a child I was allowed to play. That is, everything else was either locked away in case I scratched them. But these LPs, you know, when I was 6 or 7, I was allowed to put them on the turntable myself and actually play them. So the Beatles were very important. I still love the Beatles music very much. But as I became older, I like Paul McCartney even better. I think, you know, his skill as a musician, some people say it was John Lennon that was behind the Beatles, other people saying it was Paul McCartney. Undoubtedly it was a combination of the two of them. But personally, I preferred Paul McCartney's music. It was more pure, it was more real music, where John Lennon was a bit different and alternative, which I'm not really keen on, really. And because of my love for James Bond movies, I can watch James Bond movies again and again and again and again, and I can never have enough of them. I think it might be the gadgets. I am Mr. Gadget Man. And I would love to have James Bonds. And as a child, my father used to make me watch James Bond films. And, you know, I've got the complete collection, and sometimes on a rainy afternoon when Rhiannon and William are out, I will put a James Bond movie on and sit in front of the fire, and I can watch it again and again. And if you ask me which one's my favourite James Bond film, believe it or not, it is Casino Royale, the latest one. Before that had to be Dr. No. But now it is Casino Royale, because I think that is just a magnificent film. It's so good, I actually bought a high-definition television so I can actually watch it in high definition and see all the detail. The unfortunate thing, it doesn't do much for, skin. The skin of these actors look awful in high definition. You see every fault in their skin, but that doesn't bother me anyway. I was born in Bangor, and I went to a Scholar Garden at primary school. And really, as a child, music wasn't a huge thing in our house. My father loved acting, but really weren't real music lovers. I had an older sister, which was 6 years older than me, and of course she gradually introduced me to music, but her music taste, I think at the time, was the New Seekers and Flintlock and these bands of the 70s. And to be honest with you, I had very little interest in them. And then from the primary school, Scholar Garden in Bangor, I went to secondary school in Bangor for about 18 months, and I went to Ysgol Tryfan in Bangor, which is the Welsh medium school in Bangor. And it was there that I first came across real music for myself, really. And it was the beginning of the 80s, and of course it was a big time for Welsh pop at that time. And the big band that was beginning at that time and really ran through the whole of my youth was Maffia Mr. Huws. And really to this day, it is my favourite music. Unfortunately, Sign have only got 2 of their songs available on CD. The other ones are all on vinyl, and I haven't got a vinyl player. But I managed to have one of those songs, which is their first single, Guitar and a Tour. And it really, it's very odd going to Tryfan, because even though it's a Welsh medium school, everything outside the classroom was in English, apart from a small group that I was a part of at the time, where everything was done through the medium of Welsh. And there was a very strong Welsh feeling there, and the Welsh bands, and I knew everything. I remember in Form 1, I knew everything about Welsh pop music. I knew all the bands, all the members of the bands, where they all played, who won the Screch competitions, who did everything, and it was just wonderful. And Maffia Mr. Huws came from Bethesda, and they were friends with a brother of a girl in the same class as me, and of course we all got the records, and it was fantastic. So let's hear Guitar and a Tour. Okay.
Right, Maffia Mr. Huws, don't run away.